Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you my 91 Eagle Talon. It's been about a year since I've showed this car. We've been working on it a lot. There's a lot of new stuff going on. I've been working on the Mustang and I've been working on this car. So let me just show you what's new and we'll just jump into it. So I gotta play musical chairs with cars real quick, get the Escort out of the way, and then we'll back this thing out, then we'll talk about it, and then we'll take it for a drive. All right, so under the hood, it's the same built 4G63. The manifold is changed. It is a T4 manifold, T4 turbo. It is a Borg-Warner S300 SX journal bearing. So we did all the fabricating here at the house. My friend Enrique with the Buick Roadmaster on my channel fabricated all that. The intercooler piping from the turbo all the way back down to the intercooler. That's all new. So the downpipe is new as well, all the way back. That's all new. In order to do that and make that angle, I found a forward-facing oil filter housing and relocated it. Also, my buddy McKenzie was here for TX2K, and he came down, he looked at the car since he was in town, and he recommended me going back to factory coils with ignition wires. So he hooked me up with the coil. Shout out to him. So we got rid of the coil on plug setup. Maybe we'll go back to that later on. It's still the same 880 injectors. I have the 1600s, which we'll put in there. Unfortunately, the computer is a DSM Link V2, and I can't access it. It has a VGA cable, so it's very old school. I'm going to send that in and get V3 put on it. Then we can access it, put the 1600s in, finish the fuel system. So another thing I did, I got the J Racing alternator relocation kit. Moved it from up front to back there. Very common, very tight fit, but it works. I wanted to free up space and also try to make that alternator live, because as most DSM guys know, up in the front pretty much cooks the alternator, and I wasn't about to do that. Right now the car is currently on wastegate. I'm not trying to push any power through it because it's not really tuned all the way yet. It's on just a base tune. It is on the E85. So just to recap on the motor, it is built. It has HKS 272 cams in it. It has Eagle H-beam rods, and it has wide scope pistons. So ignore all the ugly fan wiring. I'll get to that. I'm not worried about it right now. But I went ahead and I installed a tubular front cross member there with a solid motor mount. And it seems to work pretty well. A little bit more vibration, but the whole damn car vibrates, so it doesn't really make a difference. So there's a lot of stuff I have to clean up, obviously. The wiring on the fan isn't complete. I gotta do the fuel system, the new ECU, and tidy up some of the wiring. I'd like to clean it up eventually. So far, it's been solid. It actually runs pretty good. Just driving it, that's all I've been doing, just cruising around, and it's been pretty good. I am so excited that I got the Evo 8 wheels back on the car, looking like it used to. And that is the goal, just to clean it up, because this car used to be extremely clean when my buddy had it, and it just sat, got weathered, and I'm really excited to bring it back to the way it used to look eventually. So let's go take it for a spin. Just cruise around. I can't get on it, like I said before. It's not tuned all the way yet, but the shifter in the car is horrible right now. I'm waiting on Mackenzie and Ryan from DSM 3D Creations to ship me a shifter once they get some in stock and rebuild them. And then I'm gonna slap that in eventually, because I cannot stand this shifter in there right now. It's awful, but I can still drive it around and hopefully get it in gear. We'll see. But let's go take it for a spin. So this thing has no power steering, but it has a depowered rack we put in it. So it's not terrible to steer, but it is what it is. It has a 6-puck unsprung clutch, which is pretty much on or off, not very forgiving, but I like it so far. But yeah, everything vibrates in this car. It's just how it is. I know a lot of DSM guys can relate. I'm just so excited to finally have it on the road. No, this isn't the first time I've driven it, but it's just cool to have it on the street registered, and everything's good. Really, it drives pretty well. It's not terrible. Just taking in consideration what it is, you know, all-wheel drive, solid front mount. It has polyurethane mounts all around, other than the front one. The drive shaft carrier bearing does need some attention. It is pretty shot, so I'm gonna see if I can get a polyurethane one for that, or possibly just another drive shaft. So the shifter is hard to get in gear. So I think those bushings are rebuilt shifter from Ryan. I think it's gonna really make a big difference. I mean, it is pretty loose and shot, but you know, shitbox problems. It is 33 years old almost. A second gear. Does smoke a little bit from the front, so there is a little bit of there's a small oil leak somewhere. I believe it's in the turbo drain line, but I have to address that. And then I think there's a slight boost leak, because it does surge a little bit at idle, but it's running and driving. That was the main goal right now, was just to drive it. I love this car. I can't wait to get everything ironed out and actually be able to get into boost. So as far as I know, the transmission is stock, but it has welded diffs, front and rear. My buddy did that a long time ago when he owned it. So it does kind of when you turn, but it's just part of it. Don't mind my tools, they're just kind of making some noise. You know, DSM life, you always gotta have tools. But it rides pretty good though. It has K-Sport coilovers, the orange ones, and they're old, but they work. I mean, they seem to do fine. A lot of people look at me in this car. It's kind of funny. I don't know if it's because they don't know what it is, or maybe they're just shocked that a DSM is actually on the road. I don't know, but it's really funny. So this car is by no means finished. It's been sitting for like 6 years, 7 years, up until about a month ago. So I think that about does it for today's video. I just want to give a little update on the Talon. Like I said, it's a work in progress. It has a lot of stuff to do on it, but it is running and driving, so that is a very good first step. So look for future content on this car where hopefully we can be dialing it in and getting it ready to make some potential power. So anyways, guys, I appreciate everybody supporting me and watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.